Benny Johnson and the Diddy trial takes a dark turn. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Any of you watch Benny Johnson? Just kind of curious. And we're going to talk more about that in just a second, but we got to watch this first, okay?
So it's very complicated. Dawn Richard from Danity Kane, she says at one point, Combs actually hit Ventura over the head with a skillet.
I don't think it's a crime to have baby oil and Astroglide and $9,000. Like, blowing her a little bit out of proportion there, Miss Reporter, Miss NBC News. Oh, figures. Hey guys, we do have a sponsor. It is Chapter for free Medicare help, free Medicare consultation. And their sole job is to help people on Medicare save money. They already have, on average, saved people $1,000, putting money back into their Social Security. So why not give them a call? But we'll talk more about that later.
So it's very complicated. Dawn Richard from Danity Kane, she says at one point, Combs actually hit Ventura over the head with a skillet off the stove. So Cassie Ventura's testimony is officially over. She was on the stand this week for about 20 hours, and Combs' defense team, they tried to poke holes in her credibility. They showed numerous text messages over the last 10 years of their relationship, some of which were loving, some of which Cassie seems to be the one appearing to recommend that maybe they do a freak off. So it's very complicated, but I have to say at times Combs' defense team, they struggled to maintain momentum. One of the attorneys, she continually stopped. She would put up exhibits, then she would take them down. The prosecutors didn't help the situation because they kept objecting and interrupting, and at one point the judge appeared to be incredibly frustrated. And now that all of that is over, we've seen some others take the stand. Dawn Richard from Danity Kane, she testified to violence that she allegedly witnessed. We've also heard from a special agent who works at Homeland Security. We're also learning more about what was found inside Combs' hotel room on the night that he was arrested last September. They found $9,000 cash, more baby oil, Astroglide. They even found ketamine. So it's really interesting that he would have moved here voluntarily, and despite the indictment that was already out there, that he would have those things in his hotel room. We're only 1 week down into this 8-week trial, and there was a lot more to come.
I don't think it's a crime to have baby oil and Astroglide and $9,000. Like, blowing her a little bit out of proportion there, Miss Reporter, Miss NBC News. Oh, figures. For a second there, I thought she was just an influencer outside the courtroom sharing what she had discovered, but this is legacy media. And then, of course, they have to over sensationalize everything or just flat out lie. Kind of like how Tim Pool's calling out the media for not reporting on Joe Biden's true condition, stating how, even how people at home can see these things on TV, yet somehow, some way, they couldn't. They missed it in all of their interactions and different dealings and events and coverage. That literally that's their job to do is to report, is to seek out and report on said things. But apparently it just, they must have missed it. I'm actually going to see if I can find that post of Tim Pool, because I want to share that with you guys. Because, there's a way to, there is a Tim Pool post, but that's not the one I'm looking for. There's a way to play the game depending on what you want out of it. Okay. And so we got it here. Devori Darkins posted this up, and Tim Pool calls out the media's fake outrage about Biden's mental decline. Quote, "I was at the White House correspondent dinner. Oh, whoopsie. We just missed this one thing the whole time. I do not understand how regular people sitting at home saw this happen, and these journalists claim they had no idea what was going on. We all knew for years. The same people who are claiming this is a big revelation are the same ones who hid the entire story."
So now is it clear why they withheld this audio?
Yes, I think it was clear to us the whole time. I think it's fascinating that the narrative they're trying to run now is we missed the story. We just were completely unaware this thing had been happening. You know what I'm thinking the whole time we're playing these clips is there are a lot of liberal news institutions, powerful newspapers that like to refer to someone like me as conservative simply for noticing that the sitting president was infirm. He was incapable of doing his job. When they released the transcript, immediately, anybody who's rational says, let's hear the tape. I mean, you're saying we're not going to prosecute this guy while claiming Donald Trump did the same thing but should be prosecuted. We want to hear what happened and why. And they withhold it. Now they have the nerve to come out and claim, is it the White House Correspondents' Dinner or whatever? Oh, whoopsie. We just missed this one the whole time. I don't understand how regular people sitting at home saw this happen, and these journalists claim they had no idea what was going on.
And these are the same ones reporting outside of the Diddy trial and exaggerating on the severity of a man having bottles of baby oil and Astroglide. But ironically, that's not the most important part. The most important part is, well, actually, the most important part here is the fact that Diddy hit Cassie over the head with a freaking skillet, a freaking frying pan. Like, who does that? Who does that? But anyway, I can only imagine it was a wild environment to find yourself in, while also hoping to build a career at, the hand of someone like Diddy determining your fate. Gotta be hard to deal with. And what I want to really share with you guys is that this is going to go on for another 7 or 8 weeks, I think, depending. I don't remember exactly how long it is. We are at the end of week 1 of 8 weeks, or we are at the end of the first week and there's another 8 to go. I can't remember exactly how it was put there, but think about it like this. I want to show you guys this. And let me pull it up here. If you want a simple and easy way to get started making YouTube videos, and more importantly, growing a YouTube channel that can pay you for this side hustle, this side business, this just basic conversation, chatting and gossiping about a trial, this is your opportunity. The door is open. This is the window of opportunity. You are able to get your foot in the door. And I'm going to help you do that. Now, I can only help you guys so much, but I will share with you some secrets, some tips. And if you want more, there are links down below in the description. You can contact me directly. You can go to Calendly and we can set up a call. It's an hour-long call and we can talk. Or there's Patreon. If you go to Patreon, there are ample posts over there. You can send me a direct message. But hear me out, folks. Ed Lawrence, and he's actually he's the mastermind behind Film Booth and Creator Booth, which is a YouTube training coaching channel that I've been watching for years, learning and building this skill, this craft here. And even he says you need 4 videos. Copy this YouTube strategy. It will blow up your business. Hopefully you're treating your YouTube channel like a business. However, you need these 4, or you need 4 videos is what it says on the thumbnail. You need 4 videos. Okay. Chris Sane, if you have less than $10,000 saved, please watch this video. Because I think if you have less than $10,000 saved, you could easily get there right now with the opportunity that is being created with this Diddy trial, YouTube, content creation, and so on and so forth. But I feel like we need to listen to Dan Martell and get obsessed, okay? If you want financial freedom in 2025, watch this. If you don't know who Dan Martell is, but you want to be successful and you want to make money and you want to build a business and increase your savings, you want to think about things differently and look at life in a different way from a different perspective, I would highly suggest and encourage checking out Dan Martell. And this video being under 10 minutes, absolutely worth your time. If his video was an hour long, absolutely worth your time. Joey D. Alessandro, which I've never heard of, just a new channel that popped up on my feed, says, content creation has completely changed my life in 8 months. And we're talking about 8 weeks, folks. I don't know if you've tried this before, if you've had trouble and struggled in the past, but if we've got 8 weeks of a Diddy trial left and you've had challenges getting monetized before by reaching hours and subscribers, if you do this one thing, you'll get there. And it's on his thumbnail. It's what's on his thumbnail. You see that? Just start. Molly Kieser, I challenge you, commit to YouTube for 3 months. Exact plan inside. Day 1 to day 90. 0 subscribers to 5,000 subscribers. And you only need 1,000 to get monetized. So you do the math, folks, okay? You do the math. The Diddy trial takes a dark turn. Hillary Clinton, Obama named by Diddy's sex. Actually,
something happened yesterday. A video that we made popped off, went way more viral than we thought it was going to. It's a Diddy video exposing Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and a satanic cult to this Diddy trial. There does seem to be so much more underneath the surface, and we think we've actually cracked the code here.
And Kikius Maximus, for which Elon Musk has changed his name yet again. He's in rotation here on X, says, Libs of TikTok, he shares this post from Libs of TikTok. Birth rates are plummeting. The global population is collapsing. And that may actually be why it's so hard to get views because there's less people on the planet, which is 100% just a joke. I'm only joking with you guys. But the truth is, okay, hear me out, folks. The truth is, it's just that simple. It's just that easy. And the Diddy trial is ultimately going to provide you with simple and easy opportunities of creating content for which there is not only already interest in, but will be pushed by algorithms and other marketing and advertising mediums because they know people are pretty much kind of on the edge of their seat, waiting to see what happens next, waiting to hear the next testimony, the next deposition, figuring out who and who's and yada, yada, yada. Like, this is actually really gross and disgusting. It's terrible. If you've got the stomach for it, it could really propel your business, grow your channel, and make you some money. And they're literally providing this to you on a daily basis, at least 5 days a week. But even on the weekend, there's plenty out there to provide updates and share thoughts, commentary, opinions, and reactions to. I'd love to know your reaction to making a phone call to Chapter. If you or anyone else you know qualifies, is on Medicare or soon will be, and wants to save money, dial 270-467-2426. Reach out to our partner Chapter and say, Kevin told me to call you. I would like to know more about Medicare and, more importantly, how to save money. The links are down below in the description. I'll include it in the pinned comment. And join the rest of the folks who've already called, left comments, and shared how much they were able to save, if not just being provided the peace of mind of knowing that the plan that they have, they made a great choice. So there's that. If only Cassie had someone around to let her know, hey, you know, Diddy's probably not the best choice. He's not the greatest choice for you. You should probably select something different. You should probably move on. This is not going to be good for you. But there's that. You know, Cassie, Diddy, it's wild, it's crazy. It's only going to get worse, I would imagine, as the trial goes on and the information and exhibits and evidence is presented. At the same time, now was the opportunity for you to, like when Trump said, you know, buy low, buy the dip, buy when things are cheaper or less expensive. This is literally one of those opportunities where 8, 9, 10, you know, who knows how many weeks down the road someone says, man, I wish I would have known when it started. I would have done it. I could have did it too. Now I can't. Well, now you can, because I'm literally sitting here telling you, as I myself am reporting on it and sharing it with you, that this could be the opportunity to really catch a ride on the wave of the algorithm that is on YouTube and other social media platforms and get some traction and grow a channel, start making some money. The key here, though, is regardless of whether it's what Ed said of 4 videos or the other creator of 8 or 3 months and 90 days, I think the most important thing here is to remember is to start. And it's not a matter of consistency, because oftentimes what I've come across is that people don't even start. So it's hard to be consistent when you haven't even begun. And literally all you got to do is press record. There's nothing special about this. I'm just sitting in my garage right here in front of you, in front of my C8 Z06, sitting here talking to you guys. Just normal about some screenshots that I saved on my phone to deliver this message and have this conversation with you. Ironically, some people out there are also reluctant to call Chapter because they think that they can't be helped, or they think that, they're locked in, or they think these certain things, and only to find out once they call, if they call, wow, I didn't know about that. I didn't know that that was an option. I didn't know I was eligible. I didn't know I could save so much money. Yeah. Listen to the experts. I would consider myself to be an expert in the realm of YouTube and content creation, having made substantial amounts of money by doing this, and I'm sharing it with you entirely for free, 100% for free right here. If you want to dive deeper, if you want to go further, you want to reach out, then that option exists, and it is not free. But at the end of the day, if you don't have $10,000 in savings or $10,000 saved and you want to, well, wouldn't you want to talk to someone who's done that multiple times to show you, how it can be done? Just saying, just putting it out there. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have no intention and no desire to start a YouTube channel, then ignore all that. If you know anyone who does, then please share this video with them. And I look forward to bringing you whatever update comes next that could potentially give me a little boost, a little push in the algorithm to be able to sit here and casually have this conversation with you.